You are now listening to a 3 podcast.
Get your ass on with Chuck D. Good morning, everybody. This is Get Your Ass Up with Chuck D. It's been a while since I've been on here, or it feels like it's actually been a week. I had finals all last week. I passed everything, so I'm good until February. My goal right now is to put out content until I got to get back to it. Before I get started, I just want to thank Garrett Coronado for coming last week, and we had a really good conversation. It had a really good turnout. I hope that was able to motivate people. I hope it was able to let people know that we're here and we're all about the community. Today, I want to talk about staying focused and staying aware. A good way to stay focused is to practice praying, practice meditation. They say yoga is a really good way. Whatever's for you. Even if you gotta turn everything off in your house and just chill in the silence, just a way to get your mind right. Try to stay away from social media during that time. Like, social media is not bad, of course. Us doing podcasting and everything, I think social media is part of it. It's almost part of the job now. You still gotta be able to balance yourself between your social media and your real life connections, because it's always good to be out there and talking to people and associating with people and being around people. It helps with stress. It helps with anxiety, and learning other people's stories can help you stay focused. So I just think that's a main key, is to be able to balance your social media life and your connections with real life. Another way to stay focused is exercising. Like I say it all the time. I can't stress it enough. Exercise is the key. I really feel like exercise is key to happiness, to be honest. Because once you start seeing the things you can do, and once you start pushing yourself, then you don't have time for anxiety. Like, a friend told me the other day while he was running, he was saying, like, when you're running, you don't have time to think about all the bad stuff. You're trying to breathe. You're trying to just make it. So I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect example for me to use on my next episode. And as many of you know, that I'm in school right now for behavioral health and psychology. That's one thing I would tell all of my people, is just to start exercising. Before you think to turn to medications, or before you turn to anything else, try exercising to see if that works, because 9 times out of 10, I think it will. There's some pros to social media. Being able to share your story on social media. Like I said, it helps me stay accountable. Like, I'll post a lot of stuff on social media just so I know, like, I've already put it out there and my followers seen it, so now I got to do it. Perfect example is, I said I was going to be running a marathon. Well, I did get signed up for a 5K. I guess my terminology was wrong. I wasn't quite sure that a marathon was 26 miles. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up for a 5K and do that, and then build my way up to the marathon, and just keep building my way up. But another thing to stay focused and to stay aware is to make sure you're sleeping good. Like, make sure you're getting that 6 to 8 hours of sleep. If it's hard for you to sleep at night, or if it's hard for you to sleep when you get off work, go exercise. Go wear your body out until you just can't take it no more, and until you fall asleep. That's my best advice, because I get up 4:30 in the morning. I start stretching, go to the gym. I start working on school, work on podcasts, go to my job, and by the time I come home, it's no problem for me to go to sleep. I'm asleep by the time I hit the bed, so it's never a problem there. I wanted to speak on some comments I seen. People was telling me, like, why don't you talk about prison more? Or people are getting a lot of views talking about prison survival tips and things like that. I will talk about prison here and there, because that's where I learned my focus, and that's where I learned my discipline from. But I don't want my podcast to revolve around prison, and I don't want to just preach prison survival, because my thing is, you stay righteous, and if you're doing everything good, then you shouldn't go to prison. The best way to survive prison is just not to go at all. I don't want my followers to see me and think, oh, that's another guy, that's trying to come up off his prison term, because that's the past for me. So everything I'm doing now is just straight for the future. Self-reflection, that goes back to, like I was saying, you can sitting in the silence and just thinking about things and reflect on things. Think about the things you're doing good. Think about the things you're doing wrong. If you can notice your own self, that's the best way to change. It's like they tell you in, what is it, like drug counseling or something. They tell you got to be able to admit the problem before you can actually start working on it. Well, it's the same way I feel with the mental. Like if you see your own flaws, then they're going to be easier to fix, because it's easy to, if somebody else is telling your flaws all the time. I mean, yeah, that's good. In my opinion, that's a good friend. They'll tell you your flaws, but a lot of people don't want to hear it from another person. They might assume, this person's hating on me, or they might assume this person is just, trying to be negative. But if you can see your own flaws, then you'll know what to start working on. And that's what I've been really working on with the podcast, motivating myself. Of course, I want to motivate others, but it's really just a way to motivate myself, hold myself accountable, and to improve my own focus, improve my own awareness. The thing I've been doing the most that's really been helping me as far as with anxiety and stuff is I've been praying a lot in the mornings, and that's just ever since I've started, it's really helped. It gives me a clear mind to start my day. I've always heard that the first 15 minutes of your day is what's going to set the path for the rest of your day. If you wake up in a bad mood, then you're likely to have a bad day. So I wake up, I go straight to praying. From there, I go straight to stretching, drinking water, just getting things done. Yeah. Last week I told you I was going to start this motivational quote of the day, and I did look up something. I found something I really liked. It's we cannot solve a problem with the thinking we employed that came up with the problem in the first place. And that's from Albert Einstein. And what I got from that basically is, if things is going wrong, then you gotta find the change to fix that. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and expect things to get better for you. You actually gotta work hard, and you gotta make it better for yourself. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, and I'm not saying it's gonna get better overnight. I'm not saying it's not gonna get worse. If you keep grinding, you keep grinding, you keep trying, then things will get better. Life is what you make it. But anyway, I just want to say happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. And hopefully I could get a lot more content put out this month. If y'all haven't got a chance, go check me out on X. I'm on Spotify now. I'm posting on, of course, on YouTube. And I'm also posting on, I think that's it actually. Spotify, X, YouTube. That's what I'm posting on right now. So that's where you can find me. But yeah, happy holidays to everybody. And you'll catch me here in the AMs. I'm always doing my thing. If you need anything, reach out to me. And I'm always here to help. And if you want to get on the episode, if you got something to talk about, if you got something that you feel needs to be put out there, then I'm always willing to listen. So just hit me up. I'll be here in the AMs.